Hi, Leo. Here's your horoscope for March 2024, brought to you by planetswithin.com. I am astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, the year is moving quite quickly this year. As you could tell, it's almost as if time is speeding up in a sense. And here we are at the third month of 2024. And this is a time of celebration, in a sense, with what's going on in your life. Now, this is a general overview or a sun sign reading for anyone who has a sun in Leo or a rising sign in Leo. And I'll explain what I'm talking about. There's a rebirth taking place with your sign, or if you're a rising sign in Leo. Because what's actually happening is this eighth house is filled with planets. As you can see here, the sun, which is the ruler of Leo, is going through Pisces, and there's a metamorphosis that's occurring in many of you. And it's a psychological change, maybe even be a physical change, but it's mostly psychological because we have Saturn in there, which has a lot to do with karma and effort. We have Mercury in there, which is really turning many of your minds to the spiritual realm, the mystic realm. Yes, there could be a little element of confusion in the mix. And of course, Neptune, the spiritual realm. Neptune's energy is about dissolving sometimes. And so we have all this energy building up in this eighth house of transformation. And so not just the psychological side of life, but also the imagination, spiritual dreams and visions, and the past are all showing up simultaneously. And because Pisces is a doorway to the past, but so is the eighth house. And so you're either reconnecting with people from the past this month, or you're thinking about them, such as relationships or even money matters. Let's not forget that one, because the eighth house and the second house have to do with finances. So this could have something to do with money or concern over money or money being poured out in some way. But it's the sun, your ruler in this house, which is giving you greater insight to what you need to take care of. And believe me, you will be taking care of stuff the second half of March when the sun leaves Pisces and goes into Aries, another fire sign like yours. So you're basically preparing for the first half of this month and deciding on what you want and where you want to go and how you want to do it and what it's going to cost you and so on and so forth. And so we also have these three planets in your seventh house. And so you're detaching from people that don't belong in your life anymore. You're making new friends, especially with Venus there. And of course, you're focused on career, but that's not really a top priority for many of you this month in particular. Even though Jupiter and Uranus are in the 10th house of career. But this is more about socializing, interacting, and sort of almost like a therapy session for many of you that you're going through. If it's not you personally that's going through it, maybe you're acting as a therapist for someone else. A spouse, a friend, a child, someone in need. The energy of, naturally speaking, the energy of Leo is a very healing energy because it has the sun as its ruler. So, your energy can help to heal others just by your presence or by talking to them or giving them hope. And so this is going to be one of those months, especially the first half, where you're in, healing, counseling, taking care of others mode, or taking care of yourself mode, psychologically and emotionally. So we'll see how it plays itself out, again, depending on your birth chart. But it is a very sensitive month, let's put it that way, because all these planets in Pisces, these planets in Taurus, and then, of course, with Mars and Venus, both of them are going to leave Aquarius, and they're going to go into Pisces as well. So again, a lot of emotion and a lot of reflection taking place this month. So let's see what the astrology looks like. So here we go. On the 9th and 10th, Mercury finally leaves Pisces and now goes into Aries. Now, it's a much better placement for Mercury to be in. Mercury's about communication. It's the mind. It's how we process information. And in Aries, it's very quick-witted. It's very sharp. It's impulsive. It gets right to the point. And so now in the 9th house, you're starting to see, okay, I need to do this and do that. And I need to go here. I need to travel there. I need to go do this. And your mind is racing a lot faster after the 9th and 10th as the energy starts to build up now in the 9th house. So you're going to really, ramp it up a few notches. even just with Mercury there. So driving, taking care of vehicles, speaking, communication of all sorts, whether it's expressing yourself on camera or doing a blog or writing or whatever it is. Self-expression is also in the mix here with Mercury in the 9th house. This happens to be the 9th house of publishing too. So if you're out there writing a book or, wanting to get across some information, this could be a good time to speak to others and go in that direction. So it all starts there. But at the same time, we also have this new moon in Pisces. So on the one hand, there's all this excitement moving forward, and then we have this new moon that is going to be at 20 degrees of Pisces in your 8th house of transformation. Now, I want you guys to pay extra attention around this time because it's a new moon, it's a new cycle, it's a new beginning for the next couple of weeks. But it's in Pisces, which means that it's very intuitive. It's very in tune with these other realms of consciousness that are not real, not in physical form anyway. But and so you're going to be getting messages or information. Maybe you're dealing with something that you have to take care of, like the loss of a person in your life, like you're taking care of an estate or a will or something that's transformed in your life. And I'm not saying it's going to happen to everybody, but again, I'm being very general here because this applies to this house, but it may have to do with finances more or less. But there is that psychological element to it. Now, this one is tied to career because it's also making a favorable alignment to Uranus and Jupiter, so that we could be in for some surprises this month having to do with finances and investments and maybe even the market, and so there's definitely money-related issues around this new moon somehow for many of you, okay? And I'm not saying it's bad or good, but it depends on your chart. But it is absolutely giving you an opportunity to reinvent yourself in some way for the next couple of weeks. We also have Venus entering Pisces. So here we have it on the 11th and 12th. Venus now enters Pisces in the 8th house. Now this makes it very nostalgic. When we have this kind of alignment with Venus in Pisces in the 8th house, it's a very nostalgic time. It's a good time for financial matters because Venus is also associated with money. It's not just partnerships. It has to do with values and money. And so maybe you have a new investment on the table. Maybe there's a new partnership developing that you need to take care of that involves contracts and agreements and resources that need to be laid out. Whatever it is, you need to pay attention to finances at this point with Venus here and partnerships. So I would say if it does not feel good, if it doesn't feel right, if you have too much hesitation, do not do it. It's not the right feeling. Because remember, Pisces is very intuitive. Okay, since we have all these planets in Pisces, it's very intuitive. So if something's not right, you will feel it, and it just won't feel right, and don't do it. But this one is definitely a very nostalgic time, a reflective time, feeling more loving and compassionate, absolutely, with Venus in Pisces. So I would say spend time with family and loved ones, and it'll get you through that. Now, the sun enters Aries on the 19th and 20th. Now the energy is, basically going up a few notches because now it's in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. This is the time where the sun begins to move further and further up into the northern heaven, into the northern hemisphere, into the sky. And so the spring equinox is when the sun actually passes the horizon and is heading north. And so here we have the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere. And so this in the 9th house is definitely motivating you to go in a new direction, to take a vacation, to look at the world in a different way, the greater meaning of life, how you tie into it, how you fit in. And now this is a really good time to start moving in the direction that you see fit. Plan it out, make it happen, go and see and do. Because Aries energy is very impulsive, and you won't be able to sit still. With the Pisces energy, it's one thing. We don't feel as motivated, but when the Aries energy kicks in, it's definitely more motivation. So take advantage of the energy while it's good. So see where it goes. Now Mars also enters Pisces on the 22nd and 23rd. Now, as far as motivation goes, Mars in Pisces is not very motivated. So as much as we have all this Aries energy over here, Mars, the ruler of Aries, is in a watery realms again. So, Mars is trying to swim through such a watery, nebulous sort of energy. So once again, we're feeling this emotion, feelings of uncertainty, and maybe you're diving into the spiritual or religious realms, for many of you. But again, this does not suggest that you do nothing. Okay, no pity parties with Mars in Pisces, because there's a tendency to feel sorry for oneself when Mars is in Pisces. And so, but it is in the 8th house, which can give you some motivation to get things done, to straighten things out, to complete things, and to do things on a more ethereal, mental, spiritual, emotional level. So take advantage of this energy as it makes its way through the 8th house. You'll still have the motivation, so go for it. Now, the last alignment for the month is the first eclipse of the year, and this is a lunar eclipse in Libra, the full moon lunar eclipse in the 3rd house of communication, ideas, and self-expression. So here we have a full moon in the sign of Libra, which is about partnerships and relationships. And so this is about thinking about what it is that's not working for you anymore. Is it a relationship? Is it a partnership? Is it, do you feel off balance in some way and needing to realign yourself? Are your philosophies and meaning and purpose in life aligned with what you really want? This is what this full moon lunar eclipse brings to light. So over the course of the next couple of months, because eclipses can take up to 6 months to manifest, you will see yourself distancing yourself from others. Maybe a relationship, a situation that's not working. Maybe you're not talking to anyone else that doesn't belong in your life anymore. And I'm seeing a lot of that these days. And then really doesn't matter what sign, because people are not sure where they're going or what they're doing. So they're kind of staying to themselves. And so this is going to bring some sort of awareness. Maybe you need to express yourself to a partner or a relationship or in some way. And, say this is how it is, and this is what's going on, and this is what I'd like to do. And so there's definitely some communication involved, but it's definitely transformational communication. So depending on where this is in your chart, you'll see how it affects you. But anyway, generally speaking, that's what all of this represents. Anyway, there you have it, Leo. Do the best you can. Always meditate on who we really are. We're spiritual beings in these physical suits having human experiences. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.